Namaste, let's go live on another bicycle live stream at exactly 7 a.m. on Sunday, the 25th of October. I've ridden 35 kilometres, it's 22 degrees. It's rather humid actually. Beautiful spring morning. Let me just make one little adjustment here before we get going a bit more. Let's just tighten this camera up a bit here. Bear with me a moment. Right, that's better. Okay, welcome. I didn't do a live stream yesterday. I was at work. It's that busy time of the year leading up to Christmas, which means there's no rest for the wicked. So what's this morning's topic all about? Well, your perception slash reflection is only half the story. Well, what does that mean? Well, one of the things that I like to say, because of the inherent truth in it, is that your perception of me is a reflection of you, but that is only half the story. I often mention it and I often observe it when people are reacting to things, because reaction is a crucial word here, because the second part of that story is my reaction to you is an awareness of me. So you have perception, reflection, and reaction awareness, to keep it a little bit shorter. So let's expand on that a little bit on this lovely Sunday morning. So, starting with the part that a lot of us already know about, perception, reflection. This comes from, and it applies equally to all of us, this comes from the fact that the way we think is filtered, the way we observe, the topics that we focus on and concentrate on, the way we direct our mind is filtered. It is conditional. It is relative. It functions within our relative truth, or connects with our relative truth, and therefore is quite directly a reflection of where we're at. So when I see somebody, just talking about this for a moment, when I see somebody's reaction to me, this tells me immediately a lot about them. And it's an amazing insight. They don't have to even open their mouth. You can just observe a person's body language. You can observe their non-verbal cues, and you can, from there, start to instantly gather information about where the person is at. Good morning, Helen. Thank you for watching. This is, it's fascinating, and you can bring in other elements. I also recommend micro expressions, because micro expressions are unable to be trained out of a person. Let's just say that if you're really, really, really good, you might be able to mask a micro expression, but you would not be able to do it particularly convincingly to a trained observer. So that's a whole different topic, and I've talked about micro expressions before, which was popularized in the TV series Lie to Me. But anyway, we can get onto that another time. So in our interactions with people, how they respond, how they react to us is telling us all about them. And it's really fascinating, because we get such a wide range of reactions to the same situation, the same topic. I can be talking to people, for instance, a topic that of course I share a lot about on social media at the moment is the upcoming US elections. Now, you will notice, if you follow some of the responses and reactions to mention of the word Trump, you'll notice reactions and responses from people that, huge wide range, from completely getting what I'm saying through to completely argumentative and angry that how dare I dislike him, and I never said I disliked him, and that's a whole different topic. There's a huge range of reactions that tell us nothing about Trump. They tell us about the person who is reacting. They tell us where that person is at. They tell us, well, you know, in that particular instance, a lot of different things, from the way that the person sees the world, thinks about others, etc. I've shared a post this morning just before this live stream that pretty much sums up that awareness of the world, and how this has come up a few times in the last week, how people, well, put it this way, there was a meme that basically said that Trump gave people who already had certain negative qualities an opportunity to express them without fear, basically. So, okay, that's, you know, your perception of me is a reflection of where you're at. So the second half, the one that people don't often sort of focus on or talk about, is my reaction to you is an awareness of me. Now, this is equally powerful. So let's turn it around from first person into, is it third person? When we say, so your reaction to the other person is an awareness of you. So your reaction to me is an awareness of where you're at. So for instance, staying on the topic of Trump, I've had people get so angry that I dared say anything against him. A friend of mine that I had worked with for years, that I've known for years, you know, he sent me a message or something, or maybe even posted publicly, and just said, you know, swore at me and said, I'm unfriending you. And I thought, wow, that's fascinating to observe, because that's not about Trump. That's about his inner anger. And in that particular case, Trump is just the conduit, or the trigger, I guess you could say. But it's about him being angry. And in that particular case, previously, years earlier, I'd also had an experience with that particular person who had got right in my face, yelling and screaming at me, very angry. So, you know, you can see that there was a track record there of anger issues. So, my reaction to you is an awareness of me. How I react to you is very important, because ideally, I should be coming from a place of compassion, understanding, awareness, observation, wisdom, and I should be able to take all of these qualities and use them as my reaction to you. So my foundation, my awareness of me, my foundation of compassion, of ahimsa, of standing up for injustice, for telling the truth, for being kind and gentle, but also for being assertive. That is my awareness of me. And that forms my reaction to you. So, you know, following along the Trump theme again, if I post something that is a post creating awareness of injustice that somebody's done, in this particular case we're talking about the president, and if you react, you will react a certain way. You might be supportive, you might be dismissive, you might be neutral, you might be angry. What happens next is, how do I take your reaction and respond to it myself? Because my reaction to you is an awareness of me. It's an awareness, it's my reaction to your reflection, and it's an awareness of what I know about myself through my own filters, which helps me to understand you. It's getting a bit trippy now. So it's what I've learnt, it's what I've studied, it's the wisdom that we all have inherent within ourselves that I've tapped into. It's the ability to be intuitive at any moment and to tap into that wisdom. and and find and have instant wise answers. It's all of these things coming up as an awareness of me, and that becomes my reaction to you. So this is part of the teaching. It is part of the equation. So your reaction to me is a reflection of you, but your perception of me, just go concentrate on these lights. Your perception of me is a reflection of you, but my reaction to you is an awareness of me. So be aware of this when we're communicating with people, because it'll tell us not only a lot about the other person, but it also tells us in our response, morning, it also tells us in our response a lot about ourselves. So I hope that's given you something to think about, because the way we react to people that are reflecting themselves to us is crucial in that equation because we are reflecting back to them, and we are leading the way as ambassadors of compassion, and hopefully we're doing a reasonably good job of it. So, hope you have a great Sunday. Live vegan and save lives. And I'll speak with you soon. Ahimsa.